So I love starting with our Stay Setting Spray. This one is amazing, and what you can do is just spray it all over your face and let it soak in. But my personal, my personal way of applying my primer is to just get it on my damp perfector sponge. So this is like a beauty blender, but I've tried both, and this one's way softer. I personally like it better. It's just super squishy and soft, and it really works well to blend your cream makeup together. And then if you get a little heavy-handed with the creams, which can easily happen, this will help to actually absorb and pick up any excess product so it doesn't feel heavy or sticky. I really suggest this for everybody. If you have one already, use that up, but I always recommend that you change them out every couple months because bacteria and things can get in there. So clean them on the regular, and then when you're ready to replace it, try our perfector sponge. It's so good. And it's only $13, so it's really not that bad. And so I just apply it directly on my sponge, and then I press it into my skin. My skin is more normal to dry, so this for a primer for me is perfect. If you are oily, you may need a primer, and if you do use a primer, always use a silicone-free primer, because if it has the silicone in it, your cream makeup will just slide right off. So make sure you find one that's silicone-free. If you need some suggestions on a good primer, let me know, because I have a couple for oily skin and also normal to dry like me. So, but for me, I just prefer doing this. This is a great way to prep my skin and get it ready for the makeup. Okay, so you have your makeup, you have it in your compact. Now what do you do with it? So when you get your makeup also, you will get the Hat Girl card. Now this is handy to have on your vanity or wherever you get ready, because it actually shows you where to place your contour, your highlighter, which is our foundation color, your lip and cheek, and your illuminator. And I always recommend starting with the darkest highlight color first, because the darkest color is actually going to color correct the darkest part of your skin. So most of us, unless you have flawless skin, which is very rare, but if you do, awesome. But most of us have a breakout or some type of redness, pigmentation, acne scarring, something going on in our skin. So our dark highlight is what's going to camouflage and color correct that darkest part of our skin. Now, if you look at mine, I have dark red, and then I have very light right here. So if I put the color that matches this on my red, it would just peek right through. And that's what I struggled with normal foundation. I put the color that matched my neck and my forehead all over, but my redness kept poking through, and I'm like, well, that's what I want to cover. And then if I went too dark, it didn't blend on my neck, and it was just a mess. So we use a couple different highlights. You may have two, you may even have three. I put 4 in here because I like to brighten sometimes with a different brightener, but I'll explain that later. But the main thing is, if you have the main 2 highlight colors, you'll have a dark one and a light one. You want to start with the dark one, and that will go over any area that is the darkest part of your face. So that just kind of buffs over to give a clean, fresh slate. So when you go in with your lighter highlight, it blends all together nicely. So there's a couple ways you can do this. Whatever brush you have, whether you have the 30-second hack, the B squared blush and bronzer, or the detailed hack, you can use any of these. You are going to go in with your color, and you are going to press the brush like that. You will not swipe. If you swipe it, there's too much product that gets in the bristles, and it's just going to be a big mess. So I'm going to press this color on those areas that are red. And you can see it's already evening my skin tone out to where it's going to match better with the lightest areas of my face, okay? So what's cool is you can just target those areas, and it might look a little funny, like some of the colors are a little bit more yellow This one for me is June, and it's more of a green undertone, and green cancels out red. So it's not as noticeable. But like my amber color, which I wear in the summer, it's a little more orangey yellow. So when I spot treat kind of like this, you'll see a bigger difference, but you'll go over and just blend it all together, and I'll show you that. So this I'm just kind of pressing onto just the areas that are red and need that extra coverage, okay? And already you can tell a difference between this side and this side. Isn't that cool? So like I said, you're not swiping here and you're not swiping here. Especially in areas that you have, that you want that coverage, you are going to be pressing, pouncing, stippling, however you want to call it, onto that part, okay? And I just like to do a light wash all over first to help even me out, okay? If you get, a lot of us get red right around our nose. So there I actually like to kind of swirl like that. And then I have a little bit of redness right between my brows. So I started by just doing kind of the spot treatment, but now I'm just kind of going all over on this side to show you how to do that. Okay, I just put it in the wrong highlight. You're using very, very little product though, so it's awesome because these tins will last you, the highlights will last you anywhere from 2 to 4 months depending how often you use it and how much you use. They can even last a little bit longer, especially like the brightening highlight. And then everything else is like 6 to 8 months, up to a year. I've had these blushes forever. The ones that I go through the fastest of the blushes are the ones that have like the semi-gloss that I use on my lips as well. So I am even and ready to go. Okay, see that? So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And like I said, any of these brushes will work. So you can use the blush and bronzer brush. My kids are playing in the basement. We're in the basement, but like in the other room. So if you hear them, I'm sorry. So you can use that brush, or you can even use the flat side of the detailed hack. Just tuck your hair back. I love this brush too. It's really, it works really well. Okay. So with this makeup, just so you know, there's multiple ways to apply it. I love doing this wash of color just all over first because I have so much uneven redness, and I like to start with like a fresh base. So this is kind of like what your normal foundation would do, right? If you don't have as much to correct, you can just go in with the highlight colors right where the highlight colors go. So just on the middle of the forehead, under the eyes, the jawline, the chin, that kind of thing. But I'm just showing you the way that I like to apply it first, and then I will do some more videos on different ways that you can apply it. So you are even and ready to go. Now you're gonna go into your contour. Still using the same brush. All the product is now on my face because I use just very little bit of product. And I'm going to go into my contour. And this one's a little thicker than the highlight, so you may have to press it a little bit harder. And you are going to go temple to temple. And depending on how big or small your forehead is, you can decide how far down you want to go with your contour. Okay, so what I was saying is you are going to take your contour temple to temple. That's one line, okay? We're going to make this super easy, so contouring is not hard. So what contouring is it's mimicking shadows on your face to sculpt your face and lift and chisel and just bring all the attention to the eyes. And what's cool is no matter how much contour you use, you can blend it out and it's still gonna look super natural. So I like to do 4 lines. Those are like my 4 main lines. And so temple to temple is 1. And then you're going to feel for your cheekbone right here, okay? So actually use your finger and feel for it. And you're gonna put the contour right up underneath it, so it's almost like a push-up bra for your cheek. So you are going to find that cheekbone, and I like to kind of start at the top of my ear right here where it connects, and then you're going to go into about the pupil of your eye. So this brush is great because it's nice and flat, and you are just going to press that contour in like that. So it looks a little crazy, yes. But it's going to all blend out. So that's the second line. The third line, same side, find that cheekbone. And bring it in. If you're having trouble with this part, just reach out and I can help you. But already, before I blend it out, you're seeing that it's like chiseling in my cheeks and lifting up my cheekbones, and it's bringing a shadow in around my eyes. And then we have a natural shadow right here. So we're just going to follow that natural shadow. And if you have any little fat deposits right here, you can put it right on top of it, and that'll kind of mimic kind of like wearing black, where it covers up any areas that you want to kind of hide. So we're just coming all the way under our jawline. So this is the 4th line, okay? And this trick too, if your neck and your face are not the right color, because it's very common that your neck does not match your face. It's just very common. So this will help to blend the 2 colors together. Okay, so I have my 4 lines. So the temple to temple is 1, 2, 3 are my cheekbones, and then the line underneath my jawline. So that's all that you do for contouring. There is a couple extra things that you can do if you want, and I'll show you those here in a little bit. I just kind of want to show you the basics. So you have that, and yes, it's not blended out yet, but that's okay. We're going to add some we're going to add our blush, and I like to just use my finger, and then our brightener. So I like to smile, and some girls really like it right here on the apples of your cheeks. I like it a little bit back at the back end of my cheek and then upward. And you can kind of play around. It just gives you a different look. But I like to have this kind of more skin tone because that's where my redness is naturally. So I like to kind of lift my cheek up in the back with the blush and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So I like to just apply it with my finger, and then I'm going to use my detailed hack, and then I'm going to apply my brightener right under my eyes and in the middle of my forehead. So like I said, you will probably have 2 different colors, so this will be your lightest color, and this will go in the center of your face. It's really pretty to put it down the bridge of your nose, and kind of right there, okay? So we are making kind of a pie piece because if you have any dark circles or bags right here, if you just do that part with the light color and not bring it down, it will actually make that part stand out more. Kind of the same thing I was saying with black. It hides the lumps and bumps and it hides anything we don't want attention to, and it sculpts our body. Same thing with a white shirt. You may feel a little bit, you know, not as slimming with the white because it brings the light reflects on it and it brings more attention to it. So we bring it down to like a little pie piece like that, okay? So now you can take any brush and we're going to just blend it all together. I need to take my blush and bronzer brush. This one's nice and dense, and then it's also fluffy on the other end, so I use both sides. And we are just blending those lines together so they're not so harsh. So I'll kind of press where the highlight is, and then I will take the big fluffy side and just kind of smooth it, if you can see that. Okay, and then I'm going to press while I kind of blend upwards with my contour and blush, and then I flip it over. And now I don't have that harsh line or that weird looking thing over here. It's just blending all together like butter. And your skin will actually get used to creams. It usually takes about a week or two. So keep playing with your product. Try different techniques to apply it. But just know once your skin acclimates to the cream consistency, it will just blend in like butter. And if you're having any issues, it may just be a color issue, and we can easily switch that out for you for any of your products. It's 60-day exchange, so you can totally change out a color if you need a different shade or whatever that is. But I just love how you can get super messy and then you just blend it out. And say I got too much blush on my cheeks and I didn't like the way it was looking, because you know me, I used to never wear blush and now I wear blush all the time. But if I get it a little bit too red down here, or flesh tone down there, I just take what's left on my brush from my highlight color and I brush that away. So it's super, super easy to fix, and it just looks so, so natural. I actually get compliments on my face. People tell me your skin looks amazing, what do you use? And I'm like, it's actually my makeup. So you can see it's just evened me out completely, but it also gives me dimension. Now, after you kind of blend it out, if you realize, okay, maybe I want a little bit more blush or, you know, a little more contour, whatever, you can easily go back and just add a little bit more. So I like to kind of define right here in that hollow a little bit more. And then like that. And then I wanted to show you really quick how to contour your nose. So I don't do this all the time because I kind of have a thinner nose right here, but up here it's a little wider. If you take a brush like this, or even your finger, I'll do it with a brush. Just get a little product on the side, and what we're gonna do is just stamp it on the bridge of your nose. Like that. So this side I got a little further down, but it's okay, sorry. It's okay because you can just blend it out. But what it's doing, if you get the two lines that you're making as close together as possible, it will give the illusion that you have a skinnier nose. And then you can take your brightening color and put that right in the middle. And then I like to use my perfector sponge to press it in and press it together. And that just highlights your nose and gives you like an illusion of a cute nose without surgery. And if you get it too far down on the side, just take a little bit of that highlight and the warmth of your finger and kind of press it in, because you don't want it to go too far down because then it will look unnatural. But like I said, keep it simple, stick with the 4 lines to start, and then once you get the hang of that, add some more fun little details. And it just kind of slimmed out my nose a little bit. You can put the contour under your lip to give a bit of a pout. It just creates like a little shelf. I still have highlight on it. There we go. Makes a little shelf right there. Now, if you have any stubborn breakouts, you can use your finger with that darkest highlight and then blend that out like that. Okay, now I'm just going to take my fluffy end, and where I added that extra contour, I'm just going to soften it. So now it's nice and soft compared to this side, which is a little harsher. But like I said, you can add, you can fix, you can do whatever you want, because until you set your creams, they're movable. And we have facial expressions all day long, so our makeup actually moves with our face, so we don't get a whole lot of creasing. You will crease, just nature of makeup. If you have something on your face and you have a wrinkle, it is more prone to creasing, but there's ways that you can help just fix it. So with cream, like I said, the warmth of your fingers is an awesome tool. So if you get some like creasing around your eyes, use your finger. I like to use the ring finger because it's like the most gentle. And the warmth will actually warm up the makeup and help to blur out that line. And then you can go in with like your perfector and reset it. And then you're good to go. So just know makeup is not perfect, but this makeup is so user-friendly that, you know, when you do, your wrinkles may show through a little bit, you can kind of work with it and blend it out. And it's not set for the like normal powder or liquid where you can't fix it without taking your makeup off. So that's what I love about that. So I've got my 2 highlight colors on, my all over color to even me out, my brightener to go under my eyes, my contour to chisel, and my cheek color on my cheeks. You can also use obviously the cheek color on your lips. I like to take my contour and a smaller brush as like a outline, like a lip liner is what I'm trying to say, before I go in with my lip and cheek color. Now I'm going to do a little mixture, so I'm going to use a little bit of that. What's fun about having multiple colors is you can play around and make your own shades. And I love applying this with my finger because I can just press it in. And make like your own custom color. So I mixed Frenchie with nude. And then if you want a little bit of a gloss, you can grab a glossier shade and then put that on top. Just like that. And then you have a glossy shade. I love my like nude and plum colors. So if it gets too corally on me sometimes, I add just a little bit more of the nude. So versatile. Lips and cheeks, you can put it on your eyes. Do whatever you want with that. Now I'm going to show you cream illuminator. Okay, so my favorite is Angel. As you can see, it's like this really pretty, I don't know if you can see that. Let me, this helps to add some more candlelit glow to your cheeks. It just gives a really nice shimmer, but because it's cream, it blends into your skin. So it's super natural. So you can use your finger or your damp perfector sponge and then just get that extra glow right there. So in the light, the sun, or in stores or whatever, whenever the light hits you, I'm trying to say, it will catch that like sparkle. Now you can use a powder, which their powders are gorgeous and they're super pigmented. But if you want to stick with more natural, for now, I suggest the cream. But this is Georgia Illuminator. We have different shades. This is one of my favorites. So I might do that at the end, but I just want to kind of show you the basic hack. Now I'm going to take my Stay Spray and I'm going to spray it all over and let it soak in. Now, okay, for me, I like to have more of a dewy complexion. So what I will do though, before I set with my Stay Spray, I will take my vanilla dust and I'm going to put some of this under my eyes in like my T-zone area. Now, this helps to brighten even more. And set your makeup so pretty. But I do this first before I set it with the spray, just so I get that dewy complexion. Now, I put it everywhere where it's lighter, so all my highlighted spots. And then if I want to set my contour spots with a powder, I will use a powder, what's it called? Bronzer. And we have one called Cayman, and that one works really well to set your bronzer. So if you want a full-on matte look, I would set with Stay Spray to lock your creams in, let it dry completely, and then do the setting powder after. If you like a dewy complexion, I would do, that sounded funny, I would do the powder first, and then set with the Stay Spray. Okay, now you can use vanilla dust, which I love because it fits right in to your compact, or you can do any loose powder like Maybelline Fit Me is a good one. There are loose translucent powders. Coty Airspun is like $5 or $6 at Walmart, Amazon, places like that. And more expensive one is Laura Mercier. I think, gosh, you can find loose setting powders anywhere. So that's for more if you're oily. I would suggest doing that. Oily or live in like a humid climate. So what's cool about powders is it makes like a nice soft finish to the skin. So your makeup won't feel sticky or anything like that. With creams, it does feel a little bit more, you know, not sticky, but like you can feel it a little bit more. That's why this is essential to get any excess off. But I like the feeling of that. It feels super hydrating on my skin. So this gives you a matte look. As you can see, that powder just mattified me. Now I'm going to set everything and I'm going to just spray this all over my face. Get it real wet. Don't be shy. You can see it's It's even in my hair. It smells so good though, so it's not a big deal. But you just let that dry and let that soak in. So now, because I did it after my powder, I'm gonna have more of a dewy complexion, but I'm still getting the stay power of my vanilla dust in those highlighted areas that I want to have extra stay power and like the, you know, just lock it in all day. Like I said, if you're oily, do stay spray first, and then you're going to go in and once it dries with powder after. So once it's like close to being dry, I like to take my perfector sponge and just press it all over. But if you can't remember what my face looked like first, please rewind it back to the beginning. My redness is covered. You know, no matter what makeup you have, if you have a raised blemish, it's gonna still be raised, but you can definitely change the color of it so it's not as noticeable. For me, I don't want it to be 100% perfect, but this like makes me happy because my redness is covered. I can wear blush, which I didn't really realize that it does so much for your face to give your skin like a natural glow. And creams look like it's actually lit from within, which is really cool, so it looks even more natural on the skin. Powder blushes are pretty, but you can see sometimes they sit on your skin, or if you have any peach fuzz, you can kind of see it on there. This just blends into your skin so nicely, so it looks like just like a natural flush to your skin. And as we age, we lose that. So we kind of want to put that back in with blush. So yeah, you're set and you're ready to go. So this is just your basic hack. Follow the Hat Girl card. Like I said, there's a couple ways to apply it, and I'm going to show you different ways here in the future, but this is just kind of a basic how-to. So put your darkest color either all over your skin or just focus that on the darkest part of your face, whether it's redness, pigmentation, dark circles, acne, anything like that. Then go in with your contour to chisel 4 lines, 1 across the temple to temple, 2 cheeks, and then 1 under your jawline. And then I showed you the nose and lip contour that you can also add if you want to try that later. Then go in with your blush color and play around with placement on that too. So put it just here on your apples of your cheeks, or just more on the back half and lift it up like I did. And then obviously put that on your lips and play around with colors so you can make some new pretty colors on your lips. And then your brightener, so that goes underneath your eyes to give you that extra pop. And then set. Before you set, blend it all together with your brush and then your perfector sponge to get any excess product and any lines that are harsh. It helps to blend them out. Do this, like I said, it just picks up the extra stuff. If you want a finish like I do, set under your eyes with vanilla dust setting powder under your eyes and in your T-zone, and then go in with stay spray and spray all over, so you still have that dewy look, but you have the locked in protection of the powder. If you are oily, set with stay spray first, generously, let it dry completely, and then go in with a loose setting powder. So you're gonna wanna use a loose setting powder in all the areas that are lighter. And if you need to set your contour, which I don't really do that unless I know I'm gonna be like outside and sweating or something like that, then you can use a powder bronzer. So if you have one already, you can use that, or you can use the one we have, which is Cayman bronzer, and just dust that into all the contour areas. So I hope this was helpful. I have some more videos to come to explain different ways to use the makeup, but this is just kind of a basic hack. So if there's anything else you need from me, please reach out anytime, and we can FaceTime if you have questions or want me to help you like apply it. But since we're not in person, I can do it over the phone. We can walk through it together. Or I also recommend if you want to videotape yourself applying it, and I can help make any suggestions that you might need. But come back to this video as much as you need to kind of walk you through it. Just remember, less is more. Tap into the product, don't swipe. And then any area that you need extra coverage, you're going to want to pounce that on. And then just remember to place the colors according to the Hat Girl card. So she's your pocket guide to how to apply your makeup. I think that's it. I will talk to you soon. Please reach out, like I said, and I'd love to hear how you're loving the makeup.